Hi, my name is Jessica Butler and this is my module H21 vlog where I'll be talking about the roles and responsibilities that I took on with this. To start off this process, we all got together as a year group in a big meeting and discussed what we wanted to do for this project. The three options we got down to were a dance show that would be held in a theatre with a live audience and would showcase many different dances. Concept videos, these would consist of many different videos that would get professionally filmed to create different styles of videos such as music videos, or a TV show which would be based and scripted off something such as The Next Step or Step Up. After listening to everyone's ideas and thoughts, we all decided as a group that we wanted to do a dance show. The next step was to decide on a theme. This took lots of ideas from everyone to come up with. One suggestion that I came up with was doing a show with a theme of emotions and basing each section off a different emotion. Lots of people seemed on board with this idea and many added on top. But in the end, we all agreed on doing a cabaret/speakeasy theme with a secretive and inclusive feel. The next decision that we had to make was to come up with a name for the production. Many names were tossed around, including A Night with the Stars, which is an idea that I came up with, as well as many others such as A Night on Broadway, Behind the Scenes and Hidden in Plain Sight. In the end, our whole year group came to the decision to name the show Hidden in Plain Sight. After making all the final decisions, we then suggested our roles to our head of year, and they were then assigned. Before I started any of the rehearsals, I made sure to make myself targets for the upcoming rehearsals. These targets will help me to make it easier for the choreographers, as well as help me to be more organised and manage my time better. Soon after we started the rehearsals, I was put into a heels piece, and knowing heels was not my strongest style, I started to practice by walking around and doing basic moves to get used to how heels feel. While dancing, this helped me to pick up choreography and feel more stable and confident while dancing. To help me with my pickup and retention, if I'm not needed in a section for rehearsal, I will practice the choreography that I already have been taught. For example, this was taken in one of Harley's rehearsal when I was not needed for this section. To make sure that I was clean and knew what I was doing, I went to the back of the room out of everyone's way and practiced on my own, making sure to go over all the counts and making sure my lines were clean. My time when I was not needed in a rehearsal was by helping others. For example, here, one of my classmates was unsure of the counts, so we went to the back of the room so that I could teach her, which helps to save time as it means a choreographer does not have to re-go over any parts and can move on with the next stage of the rehearsal. For Scott's and Tayan's hip-hop piece, 5 to 3, we were sent briefs of what they wanted their piece to look like. They included different links, including YouTube and Instagram. By watching through all of these and looking at the different ways they all do the choreo, it gave me a clearer idea of what they want us to portray in the dance. It helped me to see more into their vision, which will overall help me when performing. By taking my own time to go over this, it will help to save time in rehearsals, especially when cleaning. So having a clearer idea from the start of what they want their piece to look like will benefit me in the long run. Outside of rehearsals, I also helped with the fundraising by sharing the Hidden in Plain Sight Instagram on my personal Instagram, as well as linking GoFundMe on my profile, which helps my family and friends to easily access it and donate as much as they would like. One of the fundraising ideas that marketing had was to do a scratch card, where each member of the class was given a card with 60 squares on it, and you had to hand it out to family, friends and others who could donate £2 for a square with the chance to win £60. When the card is filled, I will then draw a winner by spinning a wheel, and whichever number is picked is my winner. I helped out as much as I could by filling all 60 squares and then spinning a wheel to find out who the winner of my card was. At the end of this, I then transferred over £60 to Sasha, our producer, and £60 to my winner, therefore raising £60 for Module H. To help me keep track of the money, I also made sure to write down all the numbers who had paid in cash and all the numbers who had paid in bank transfer. I also made sure that I received all the money before I wrote any numbers down so that nobody could pay and I would not get the money received. When picking my winner, I also made sure that I screen recorded the chat where I was spinning the wheel so that nobody accused it of being rigged or anything and that the winner got paid properly. One of the responsibilities that I have as a dancer within this show is to know all the choreography. As I was a part of Paige McDermott's cast and she had upcoming rehearsals, I took the free time when I was not needed in a rehearsal to go over her choreography to make sure that I was fully aware of what I was doing with all the counts. As she had asked everyone to go over this in their spare time, I knew that it was a vital part of me being a dancer in her rehearsal. As she wants the best for her piece, the best it is understandable. So by going over the choreography, it helped to refresh my mind and get more familiar with her choreography. When we were in Paige McDermott's rehearsal, we were asked to get more familiar with the intention of her dance. Paige asked us all to go away and watch All That Jazz music video to help us to gain a better understanding of what the intention she wanted to show to the audience. After watching this, it helped me to realise that I needed a stronger look than what I was doing. Also, I needed to improve my lines, as in All That Jazz music video, they have very clean lines and sharp facial expressions with a sultry look.
Where the gin is cold but the piano's hot, it's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. Come on, babe, I don't get paid, but
I spoke to one of the choreographers, Harley, as I was scheduled to miss one of her rehearsals as I was auditioning for Shockout Arts. As this was an issue for me and Harley, she decided that as we both had free time, she was going to teach me the choreography that she had planned for the upcoming rehearsal. This helped me out as it meant that I would not fall as far behind in rehearsals, and also showed Harley that I was dedicated to her piece, as if I did not tell her, it could have given her the wrong idea of me as a dancer in her piece. Luckily for me, the audition got cancelled and I was able to attend the rehearsal, which helped me out as I already knew what I was doing and helped me to clean her piece further. In another one of Harley's rehearsals, I was not needed for this section of the dance, so I decided to take myself to the back of the room and go over the choreography that we had just been taught. This helped me to make sure the choreography was clean and that I was getting all the lines correct, as it would make it easier for Harley's process if she didn't have to go back and reteach it. So with the free time, I decided that it would be more beneficial for me if I went over this on my own. During this process, the dance captains had also set up a finding system on an app called Class Dojo. Class Dojo allowed us all to create little monster icons where we could keep track of how many negative and positive points. The negative points were from not turning up without a valid reason, being late with no communication, unnecessary arguments, and wrong or missing uniform. If you did get a negative point, this means a fine of 50p and was a way for us all to raise money for the show. Throughout this process, I got -2 points. One was for being late into a rehearsal, and the other for not bringing in a belt to one of my costumes. After these happened, I made sure they never happened again and improved as much as possible. The show was approaching soon. We started doing regular show runs for the creative directors to see how each piece is coming along. Knowing this, I went over more dances in my free time with my classmates. One of my classmates also was absent from one of Harley's rehearsals, so me and her went into a free studio so that I could teach her the choreography. By doing this, it helps the dancer to know what she is doing, as well as Harley, so that she does not need to go back over any choreography, saving both the choreographer and the dancer time. When in one of Macy Turner's rehearsals, she noticed that the lines were not in sync and that she needed to switch Antonia to do the other sided choreo. And as this is the part that I did, I offered to go to the side and teach her. This helped out both Macy and Antonia, as Antonia now knew what she was doing and Macy did not have to spend any time retracing her steps or going over the choreo. This also happened in one of Harley's rehearsal, where Antonia was switched sides. So when we were both not needed for a cleaning section, I offered to go back over it and teach her at the back of the studio.
So the canon for this, we've obviously all done the. Once we've gone round, so we're facing this way, what we're going to do is to clarify the canon. It's going to go 1, everyone here is going to be 1, everybody here is going to be 2, and then
In the following week, we all had dedicated time slots to go up and collect our costumes for the show. They're making sure that we were on time with all of our costumes, knowing which pieces we were in. This made it a lot easier for the costume department. We also got told that if there were any problems to email. Luckily I did not have any problems. The only problem that I faced was that the top for Paige McDermott's piece had not arrived yet, but we were all aware of that and were told to come and collect it the following day, and when doing the show run we just wore a black top. The next day we had the first show run, where we were all told to have certain hair and makeup from the makeup department. We all got emailed this the night before, so we all had to make sure we looked professional. By doing this show run, it helped to assess all the dancers and the running order and see if it works. As I had to go from Harley Neal's with one dance in between to then Paige McDermott's and another dance in between and then straight to Macy Turner's, I had to make sure that all my costumes were lined up ready for me to get changed so that I would not miss any of the dances. help out Antonia, whose role was the lighting, we did a showroom with the corresponding colours from the lights. After this showroom, we all received this email from Antonia today, and as I was not in Grace's rehearsal, I decided to go up and help her. I got the lights from Ravi and set them up in the theatre, as she needed all in all background. We then got Jasmine Kirk to go and get changed into different costumes so that Antonia could see which colours looked the best with the lights, as well as asking for my opinion throughout. The show was coming up soon. We stopped most rehearsals and were just doing show runs. During these show runs, I realised that some people needed help with their quick changes, and as I was not busy, I was helping out by tying tap shoes and buttoning up bodysuits, as well as laying out costumes. Another thing that I did to help out my cast was with Ella Bustill's piece, as her piece included chairs. Before hers, I went and got 14 chairs and then brought them out of the studio when they were not needed as well. It was now the week of the show, and I noticed that there was some trouble in the lighting department, as it was miscommunication between her and some of the staff over some of the lighting sheets. So I asked Antonia if there was anything that she needed help with and if there was anything I could do. She told me what to do and how to do it. I helped by plotting out the different dances, when and where the lights were needed, and where all the dancers will be at this moment. This helped out Antonia as we were coming up to the deadline and she was in the theatre from Wednesday afternoon, so on Tuesday and Wednesday I was helping out with the lighting solidly. This meant that it gave Antonia less tasks to do and helped her focus on the more important stuff. On Thursday, the whole cast was now in the theatre. On Thursday and Friday, I made sure to come in all ready with my makeup and hair done. This helped save me time and manage my time better. When it came to the show run, I made sure that all my costumes for the quick changes were at the side of the stage and got people around me to help. This helped to make the process smoother for getting on and off stage. When it was time for the actual show, I made sure to top up my makeup and that all my costumes were tidy at the side of the stage or in the changing rooms, depending on where I needed them. We all had a big talk as a year group, making sure that everyone was ready and excited for the show to help put us on the best show possible. Now that the show was over, the last step to do was return my costume to the costume team and made sure that everything was there, as I did not want to take anything that was not ours. This now puts an end to our Module H show.